ramble. Okay, short ramble today.
Let's do a quick one.
I think we never learned. I think we got most of it out there anyway in that review. I felt like that was a good review, dude.
Yeah, I think it was fun.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, I do want to... I don't want it to sound like I was straight up shitting on it. I think it was fine. I think it was okay.
I don't think I didn't pull it off that way.
Yeah.
Especially, like, I know a lot of the good buddies that listen to us probably, you know, they probably can recognize the way that we feel about certain anime now between me and you, how I would feel about it, how you would feel about it, especially with like harem stuff or smuttier stuff.
Yeah, that's not really.
I don't think it sounded like you were railing it or being, you know, unfair to it at all.
Now, I will say this. That I compared it early to what do you call quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah,
which is a very similar premise. Season before this one, winter season this year, 2019, and I looked around a bit, and like everywhere I looked, it kind of surprised me because quintessential quintuplets, I wasn't that into it. I think it was like, again, very similar. I thought it was fairly average. But if you look at like reviews, pretty much everywhere, it's got slightly higher than We Never Learn, and with more reviews.
Okay.
Which usually more reviews means, you know, it's gonna level out more, get a little like closer to average. But as it turns out, for the most part, folks were more into that one, which I was like, huh. And then the other thing, like, I know this one's getting a season 2. I mean, quantity, quality, like, what are we talking? Like,
I mean, what I was saying about that is that
obviously people like it.
Yeah, I think people like it, and more so, it probably has a larger Japanese following than it will here.
Maybe.
Certainly between us, you know, like we're not that obvious Japanese audience that was really into the show. Yeah. I was into the show, and personally, I liked it better than quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah,
I liked it better. But I mean, I think they're pretty much, you know, they're very close in the same vein, so I imagine it goes between person to person who liked which one more.
Yeah. The fact that they're putting it out so quick, dude. Like, is it that easy to produce this thing, or were they just planning on it?
What I'm guessing, dude, is that it probably has a large manga following.
Yeah.
Like the books are super popular, or it's in a super popular magazine, and it's very highly rated in that magazine. That's typically when stuff gets pumped out like that, and I mean like so damn quickly, unless they were like, oh, we can do more of this, we already have this many episodes done, let's get another season because it was popular, people did watch it. So I don't know, that's guesswork. Don't quote me on any of that.
Yeah, but, I don't
know. Overall, like it was a good show. It was not a very good show, but it was a good show. Don't regret watching it. Thought it was cute.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, it's not Mob Psycho. It's not like I'm gonna be watching that shit again and again and again.
Yeah, not doing a deep dive on this. I'm just really, I'm really interested in like the dichotomy between those two shows now, Quintessential Quintuplets and We Never Learned, because now, again, not doing a deep dive. This is a very cursory googling. As of like the highest numbers I can find here are for Quintessential Quintuplets, 2.9 million volumes sold of the manga versus about 1 million for We Never Learn. And I'm like, well,
is We Never Learn in a magazine though?
I have no idea. I'm going, you know what? It's time for Brandon, good buddy Brandon, manga detective. That's what's happening.
Yeah, man, you need to.
We'll get back to you next week on that.
Put on the hat, dude. Figure out.
Do me some Detective Conan and see what the deal is. Because that's the thing, man. I think about it, and it's like it's coming out so quickly. It feels closer to like a more like sometimes here in America we'll get like a cartoon.
It's in Shonen Jump.
Well, there you go. But sometimes here in America we'll get like a cartoon that like whether it's good or bad, they'll just like pump it out as quickly as they can because they know it'll sell. Yeah. Like whether or not it's actually like it even has that big a following. Like I don't know anybody that still watches SpongeBob, but they're still making that shit. But
yeah. So
I don't know.
This is okay. So this makes a lot of sense. It's in weekly Shonen Jump. Okay. This thing is a weekly, like you get weekly chapters on it. And if you go into Shonen Jump, man, like
you gonna get that shit. Yeah.
So, fair enough. So there you go. I think that's probably a fair assessment. I can't say that's accurate, dude. I'm not an expert in that.
Whatever.
But yeah, it's in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. So there you go. Or sorry, it's serializes digitally in the weekly Shonen Jump magazine. So
I don't know anything now.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anything else to talk about, big boy? What have you been watching? Not much?
No, I didn't watch very much. Like I said, this week has been kind of crazy. Been getting ready to start working.
What are you caught up on right now?
I am caught up on Avengers. My girlfriend wanted to watch that, so that took one of my anime nights because that movie is very long.
Yeah, it's a good 3 hours.
Yeah,
oh,
and
could have watched all of Agretzko in the time it took you to watch that.
The two things that I watched this week that come to mind right off the bat are Demon Slayer, which that episode was freaking dope.
Yeah, man. That show continues to be rad.
Yeah. And just when you thought Spider-Boy was done, he had webs in his neck.
And webs in his brain.
Yeah, webs in the brain.
Get out of my head.
And then homeboy came in. He was like, I got a new 11th water technique.
Oh, fuck.
And you're like, oh, my God.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Bet you didn't think that was going to happen. Pretty good.
Yeah. It was, dude. This show has awesome fight scenes.
It's very good.
They're so good. They're so fun to look at.
Oh, man. And you got to see the butterfly girl doing her shit.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Turns out you can kill demons different ways. Whoops.
Yeah. Oh, man. And she was awesome,
Did she save my lightning boy, though? Because they didn't really show it. They showed her talking to him.
Yeah, she certainly
and then she's
did.
over here.
She works with medicines. She
also seems to be a little bit psychotic.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something.
She's like, you'll be my friend.
The show already has those big, like, octagonal eyes almost.
Yeah,
like
dude.
where they're very like rigid and they come to angles all around. So she's got extra giant eyes that are all angular.
Just terrifying.
And just the way that she comes off, you're like, she seems sweet, but also very crazy.
Yeah. She's
like, will you be my friend?
It's gonna be a good time.
If you want to be my friend, I gotta torture you first.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Man. Oh boy, it's one of them. You definitely spiked the hell out of the audio right
Yeah,
there.
I did. That's okay. I'll put it through the level.
Not that we can tell because we got the colorful octopus going on
I
the
gotta
screen.
change that, dude.
Nice one, dude.
I keep messing that up. I keep forgetting. New computer gun.
Nice one. Anything else you watched?
Yeah, man. I mean, of course, the one thing to talk about, the driving factor for us doing a ramble tonight for sure was Oh Maidens in Your Savage season new. Not today's episode. There's a new one out today, but last Friday's, which was episode 7, I believe.
Let's lay out a little bit of story so we can talk about this properly. So, what we know
this
is
one's definitely getting a review.
Yeah, what we know is that one character in this show was, when she was younger, just straight up groomed by a straight up pedo. It was like her acting teacher or something.
Yep.
And
the show goes out of its way to say, hey, this guy is a pedophile.
Now that's the thing. Furthermore, it doesn't play it for laughs. It doesn't play it like, here's this dude. It's like she tells a story and then it cuts back to her talking to the dude she's talking to, and he's like, whoa, that guy's a straight up pedo. And she's like, yeah, I know. It's like, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, it's just so matter of fact about it. And then, so this most recent episode. Now in that episode, they talked about it. She saw the dude. That's why they were talking about it. And she had the guy she was with, and she's like, this is my boyfriend. And the pedo dude's like, huh, good for you. And just walks off. And it's like, so at that point, it's kind of playing it like he's just a part of her backstory. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then this most recent episode, she is having some conflicting feelings. She's having feelings that it seems like she kind of, like, the dude was a straight up pedo. It seems like she kind of had feelings for him previously.
Yeah.
You know, and she was fucking groomed. That's how that works. That's the point. That's how you do that shit if you're a fucking pedophile. And she goes to him because she's having feelings for someone else that apparently until now she's only had those feelings toward him. And she wants to know, she's trying to figure out what's going on. And she asks him to kiss her. And he fucking does.
Yeah.
Because he's a goddamn pedo.
Yeah.
Now, you don't see them kiss. You just see, like, the top of their heads or whatever.
It's heavily implied.
Very obvious that, yes, that's what happened. They don't actually show it, though, so kudos, I guess. And then she says she feels nothing and that she likes this boy.
I feel nothing at all.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. She's got feelings for this other boy that she thinks she wants him to kiss her. And our dude, who up until now, we've seen him grooming her, this fucking pedo. We've seen him grooming her. We've seen him saying that, you know, her girlish charms are working on him, but once she's older, they won't. Once she becomes a woman or whatever. That's what he says. That's why he's a fucking pedo. He tells her, and with this crazy look on his face, he's telling her to go for it, to go after this guy and shed off her girlish nature and become a woman. That's like his thing. He wants to see her grow.
Well, and he knowingly says this. Oh, go ahead.
Well, and what she says is that guy, one of her friends, likes him. The only person that she says she can realistically call a friend likes him, and she doesn't want to hurt her. And he says, no, fuck that, go for it. And he looks like a fucking Joker villain. And he looks crazy. He looks
like into a car.
He looks crazy as hell in that scene. He's like smiling and like looking all maniacal and shit, like he's pushing her toward this horrible thing that she doesn't really want to do.
Yeah, this terrible decision that I don't know that she doesn't want to do.
Right. Well, she said she doesn't want to hurt her friend. That's what I mean. So here's my feelings on that so far is when they first introduced the dude, I was like, that's weird because we're saying here's a straight up pedo and we're treating him like he's her first crush and he's just a part of her backstory and that's it. Now that they've brought him back and shown he is a villain, I'm more cool with it, honestly. Okay. It bothers me considerably less because now it's not just here's some rando, hey, haha, pedos exist. It's no, he's a bad guy.
And I think whenever we talked about this a bit after, because you hadn't watched it, and I was like, oh boy, you need to watch that.
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing that I talked about is that I feel like the move to include him, and I'm not one to stifle somebody's art. I'm in this show. I wanted that to be fully stated that I watched some of the smuttiest of smut. I am in this show. And it's because it is serious.
It's not particularly smutty. That's the thing.
Yeah. But it's just the outright inclusion of a pedophile in a show.
Right.
Like, how many people are honestly going to be comfortable and be like, you know what, I do want to watch this show where they're writing, like, there's a pedophile. And in anime, sometimes you don't get that resolution that you hope to get. Where at least let him get punched in the face.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See, and that's the thing that I was
that's
looking.
What worries me.
Yeah, what I was looking out for is like, so for me at that point, it's like, okay, I'm thinking, if this guy like gets in some kind of trouble or something, he gets arrested, he gets
I want to see him, the cherries and berries all over him, dude.
So what I'm saying is, if I get some kind of comeuppance, that's what I'm thinking. That would be good.
Yeah.
Right. So what I did was like I looked at like some other stuff and people who were talking about the writer Mario Kata, I believe it is, her work and whatnot. I found one podcast where it's actually, and this is a thing we were saying before, is I want to get more opinions. I want to know what, like, because like we're just a couple of fucking almost middle-aged dudes sitting here talking about a goddamn cartoon that's about women and their feelings and shit. These girls, we can't really like, relate to that.
It's blooming women too,
and we can't really relate to that shit. So our opinions don't hold a whole hell of a lot of water. I found one podcast where there was actually a group of women talking about it, and they were one of them was saying like, one of them was pretty uncomfortable with the whole situation and everything, understandably. The other was saying that like, yeah, but like, I think the thing that made me so uncomfortable about it at first, and maybe you and maybe this other lady, I don't know, is that it's slightly more, it is a more grounded show. It's more realistic. It's funny as fuck, but it has these really grounded, realistic moments. And like, that was the thing that she was talking about. It was that, like, how it's slightly more realistic and everything. And also, it's probably not going to be comeuppance for this guy because Mario Kata's work is all about these people in these real situations, often making bad choices, as people often do. And that guy might, in all likelihood in the show, he's probably just going to fade away and like, that's it. It's really just about these girls and their decisions. So that's what we're going to see. And honestly, like, that makes sense to me, so I'm okay with it. The thing for me, though, is that, like, I watch so many of these shows, like, when it's, like, pretty much any Ichi series, any harem, anything. And I am always watching these high school and sometimes younger girls running around and all these panty shots and all these titty jiggles and all this stuff. And I'm like, that stuff makes me uncomfortable because it's always like so goofy and whatnot. And I'm like, these are kids. There you go. So when a show comes along and says this guy's an actual pedophile, but it's not played for laughs, I'm like, well, good. So now it's closer to like, fucking SVU or something.
Yeah, but I think what I would, like, couldn't we have the show and it be this great and grounded and not have the pedo?
Yeah, well, yeah. But like, that's the thing, is that like, it's...
I mean,
I feel like it's just the whole thing of like these people exist and this person who exists had a run-in with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I understand. Like, I mean, I feel like what you're saying there is like, why do we have to deal with this like real ass shit? Can't it just be fun? Like, am I off base?
In a sense, no, you're not. But like I think the story could still maintain the serious nature. I think they could put something in, you know, that would damage. I think that you could write this guy in a different way. You could even do it like switch the role to a female, and it'd still be some sinister shit. But you know, like, it's a pedo that's gonna get away with it, dude. And that's what sucks is, yeah, it's grounded in reality, but fucking pedos get away with this shit every single fucking day. And maybe I don't want to watch the show where, like, maybe that is where I have to draw my line. Like, I don't want to watch the show where this fucking asshole is labeled as a pedo and they let him slip away. Like, come on.
Right. Well, see, okay.
Let me feel like there is some sort of chance, some sort of hope. I get that.
But now let me flip that around. Let's talk about stuff like fucking, I don't know, a lot of shows, Berserk, Goblin Slayer, stuff like that,
sure,
where I'm watching people get sexually assaulted.
Yes.
Another thing that does happen and is real, and a lot of times in those shows, the people get away with it and stuff. Now, this isn't something
not in
like,
those two shows.
Well, okay, but like there are shows where like this shit happens.
Yeah,
and
sure.
This shit happens.
Sure.
You know. And that's a thing that I'm very uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
I don't like watching that shit, so I don't.
Yeah, and that's why, like, I mean, I brought up the idea of reviewing Goblin Slayer once, and you said no, and I said okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not like saying like you were pushing it or anything.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like that's a thing that like I would not be comfortable.
But yeah,
looking
rape
at
is a very heavy subject,
right?
And you know,
or even shows where like people are just murdering people.
There's no way that I would be okay with Goblin Slayer and go for it if those goblins raped those travelers or whatever and they didn't get sliced up. If they escaped, if there wasn't a character called the fucking Goblin Slayer
who slayed the goblin,
if it was just straight up rape, if it was The Hills Have Eyes almost,
okay,
like,
but like that's the thing, it's like
I don't know, it's just some line of like, okay, I would prefer there be punishment,
right? I get that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just
it's an interesting conversation, dude.
I feel like the inclusion of the character isn't an immediate like fuck this for me. Like,
yeah,
obviously
right,
not. 'Cause
right.
we're still watching.
Yeah,
obviously not for you either. But like, I don't know.
It just feels odd. It's something that I haven't encountered before.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of it too. It's something that I have not encountered, and I don't know. I've watched 1,000 harems, dude. I can process them because I understand them, because I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
And this, like, yeah, I'm familiar with it in the real world. I know how fucked up people are.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like, I guess it's like the difference between like saying, here's this guy, he is a pedo, there's the character, and like just seeing that and being like, okay, that makes sense. I understand who that is, and I hate him. There you go.
Yeah.
Versus I'm watching like some show or some anime or whatever where like it's like, you know, one of them shits where it's like these lolly-esque characters like running around with their panty shots and whatnot. And now instead of saying here's a guy who's a pedo, I'm sitting there thinking, do they think I'm gonna think this is sexy? Am I supposed to be attracted to that? Which honestly, I'm sitting there like, no, I don't find it sexy. Are they trying to make me a pedo? Like, not even that.
Yeah.
But like, it just feels weird for me to see that shit versus like having a character who is an actual pedophile and being like, yeah, fuck that guy. Okay, I see him. There he goes.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah. I think it's really fair, man. You have a very fair look on it. I just like, I hope that I don't sound like an asshole here, because I'm not, you know, I mean, that sounds weird. I don't want to sound like an asshole because I don't want the pedo in the show. But I don't know. I just don't know how to. I don't know how to process. Like, whenever it comes to like just accepting a reality where there are people like that crawling throughout the world, and now like I have this show that I genuinely do like, and they're crawling inside of the show as well, and they might not get any comeuppance like they do in real life. Yeah, it's realistic, but man, I don't. Always watch these shows for that level of realism, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, does that sound awful of me?
I don't think it sounds awful. I would just say, like, I don't know. For me, it's hard for me to, like, fully cotton everything because it's like, you know, seeing any number of shows with underage girls and they're hypersexualized versus like seeing one where they're not sexualized and they're just like real. I don't know. It's just Anyway,
I think I would like one of these shows where the characters are very real.
Yeah.
But also there's not a pedophile in it.
Sure.
I mean, there's real conflict, but the conflict isn't a pedo or an abusive parent or something like that.
Sure.
Like,
I get you.
Man.
The rest of that show is pretty great, though.
It is a great show, dude, and I
love that one girl.
I fucking love this show.
She's got a little boyfriend. She's getting all cutesy and shit. You got the other girl. She's all stressed about stuff. They had a pillow fight. You got the one girl who's gay.
Yeah,
and she's just finding out. Dude. She's just finding out, and it's fucking great.
Man, let's talk about that episode, though. You know, they lead into this part with the pedo. Yeah. But before that, we commence a jiggling.
Stop,
dude. There's like a 5-minute stretch of this girl. She's
just
like,
her talking about
we all have boobs.
Yeah, because like she was so freaked out and she passed out, and now she's like laying there with her friend, the super hot one, and she's just like, she's so pretty, and her boobs are pretty, and I'm dumb and my boobs are dumb. And
yeah,
it's like so.
And then they have the pillow fight, and she's like, and she has boobs. And she has boobs.
And it's just like, we...
And our boobs are in the room together.
We're just existing.
Yeah.
We're existing in this moment.
With
we're
our
just
boobs.
Jumping around. They do talk a lot about boobs.
Yeah.
Anyway. What a fun show.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good show. Like, I don't want it to... I don't think I've led to that I don't like the show, but I really do like this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that situation is hard for me to process because I haven't encountered it in something like this before. Where I'm very good. I think I get through the harems and stuff so well because I'm very good at turning it off. I'm good at turning the real world off. Okay, this is cartoons world.
Yeah.
This is where I'm just enjoying cartoons. I'm enjoying somebody's form of art and humor.
I totally get that, but and just at the same time for me it's like it's less about like the cartoon. And it's more like I had like it was the same problem I had with what the hell was it Kakagurui the first season. Yeah. Where, like I'm watching it and like I'm seeing all this like you know this weird freaky stuff and it's less about like what's happening on the screen and more about like who the fuck made this. Yeah. Like what's that person's deal? Is this what they're into? You know. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't get the sense that the writer of this is into pedophiles.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the person who wrote this is like trying to write a realistic ass story about like realistic ass shit that does happen. Sure. So there you go. But yeah, I think that's about it for the what have we been watching. I don't have anything. Yeah. I've watched other stuff, but it's stuff you haven't watched. So I don't want to talk about it. Kind of bummed out that the ones within is not doing the same day dub anymore. They're going to the 1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with, except for whenever I was
you were about to eat your pizza.
I was saddened whenever I was going to eat. I like to watch dubs when I eat
because you don't have to pay as much attention. Yeah. And you were about to eat, and you're like, well, I can't eat now. I'm gonna shove this food into my beer.
Going to YouTube, I guess.
I got 0% hand-eye coordination. I'm a big baby. I'm just gonna shove it into my face like a ding dong.
I got a beard that's 4 feet long, dude. You never know what I'm gonna shove into it.
Nice one, dude.
I don't want to get the shit all over my beard and my face. I gotta wash all that. Takes forever.
Nice one, dude. You got anything else to talk about, big boy?
No, I don't think so, dude. Like I said, a short ramble. I mean, mostly we had it so we could talk about Maidens.
Yeah, dude. But we'll have more to talk about next week. Hopefully, some of our good buddies leave us a question or comment. Yeah. And if you feel like doing that, go ahead.
If you're listening to the audio podcast, find somewhere to talk to us. Let us know your thoughts on Maidens. If you haven't watched it, catch up and give it a go because it's very good. And then give us the opinions. And if you're on YouTube listening to this, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, man.
I'm like Brandon said, I'm curious to know, especially if we have any, very many female viewers, which I know we have at least a couple. Like, how do y'all feel about it?
If you're watching it, yeah.
Yeah. How does that make y'all feel? Because Brandon even said it. He said it the best. We're going on our middle age, and we're males here. Like,
we don't have a lot of dogs in this.
I don't have context in a whole lot of things, like whenever it comes to a female growing up, how they feel, how it feels to be more susceptible probably to dudes that are gonna like
creep on you like that.
Yeah, like that fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, if you do want to tell us any of that stuff, there's a few places to do it.
I'm very curious.
Yeah, please hit
There's
us
not
up
a lot
and
of talk about it online either. It's hard to find.
Yeah,
I looked.
I've found a little bit on like one podcast and stuff, so I'm gonna probably check that one out some more. But let's go ahead and get on out of here. So if you do want to leave us any comments or questions and stuff, if you're on the YouTube, of course, leave us a comment. While you're at it, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe and ring that bell. So again, we can ding your dong. If you want to, if you're listening to the audio podcast, which you can do anywhere you find these podcasts, that's on Stitcher, that's on Apple Podcasts, on Podbean. I use Podcast Addict. We're not on Spotify, but okay. But any of those places, leave us a comment and a rating, 5 stars, please. We'd appreciate it. And of course, if you're listening to this and you want to leave us a comment anywhere else, there's a number of ways to do that. Of course, there's the good old-fashioned Gmail, thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. There's a Facebook group, The Good Buddies Universe on Facebook. There's the Twitter, TGB_animepod. And there is the dead and zombified Tumblr, thegoodbuddies.tumblr.com. And as I always say, yes, they have different names. You're going to make it. Beyond that, of course, we want to give a shout out to our good buddies, Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes, for the use of our opening theme song, Paperdoll. They are on Spotify, but that track is as well as so many other hot fire tracks, are only available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. We, of course, also want to give a shout out to our good buddy Haas for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube portion. That's The Buddy's Good. Again, Haas, you can find him at Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. That's Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. And a shout out to our good buddy, Petty Theft. That is how it's pronounced. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft on SoundCloud and on Twitter. Again, that's Sweet Anime Dreams is what we're calling that one by Petty Theft. And that's what we're going to be hearing right now. How do you want to take us out, man?
I think I got something to do.
All right. Well, from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Review / Anime Podcast, whatever we're calling it these days, I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And I am your good buddy, Roger. And my boobs are ugly.
Wow. My boobs are dumb.